The Great Gatsby, F. Scott Fitzgerald's seminal work published in 1925, is one of the most celebrated novels in American literature. Set during the Roaring Twenties, the book explores themes of wealth, class, love, and the American dream. Through the lens of the narrator, Nick Carraway, the novel paints a vivid picture of the extravagant lifestyles of the East Egg elite and the tragic tale of a man named Jay Gatsby, who was consumed by his longing for a woman named Daisy Buchanan. As we delve deeper into this summary, we will uncover the novel's key moments, character motivations, and underlying social commentaries. Nick Carraway, a young man from Minnesota, moves to West Egg on Long Island in the summer of 1922 to learn the bond business. He rents a modest house next to a mansion owned by the mysterious Jay Gatsby. Nick is the first-person narrator of the novel, and through his eyes, we learn about the complex lives of the characters. As a newcomer to the East Egg social scene, Nick represents the reader, an outsider witnessing the decadence and moral decay of the rich. Nick is a quiet observer, reserved and reflective, and he soon becomes both a confidant and a spectator in the lives of the central characters, especially Gatsby. Despite his seemingly neutral disposition, Nick is deeply affected by the events that unfold, as he becomes entwined in Gatsby's obsession with the past and his unrequited love for Daisy. Nick's cousin, Daisy Buchanan, lives in East Egg, a more fashionable area of Long Island, with her husband, Tom Buchanan. Tom is an arrogant, wealthy, and racist man who enjoys flaunting his power and privilege. Daisy, on the other hand, is a beautiful but deeply disillusioned woman whose life of luxury and ease has come at the cost of her own happiness. Nick's initial encounter with Daisy and Tom is unsettling. Tom invites Nick to dinner at their grand estate, where Nick is introduced to the tension in their marriage. Tom's affair with a woman named Myrtle Wilson is evident, and Daisy, though emotionally distant, seems resigned to her marriage's flaws. Tom's domineering personality and his sense of entitlement are stark contrasts to Nick's more grounded and modest nature. But Nick is fascinated by the world the Buchanans inhabit. The novel's title refers to Jay Gatsby, a man whose life and persona are shrouded in mystery. He is known for throwing extravagant parties at his mansion, where the wealthy and powerful come to drink, dance, and indulge in excess. However, despite the constant stream of guests, Gatsby is always elusive, rarely seen interacting with them. Through Nick's observations, we begin to uncover the truth about Gatsby's past. Gatsby, born James Gatz to poor farmers in North Dakota, reinvented himself after meeting a wealthy man named Dan Cody, who served as a mentor to him. Gatsby's ambition, fueled by his desire to escape his humble origins, led him to accumulate wealth through dubious means, including bootlegging alcohol during Prohibition. His ultimate goal, however, was to win back Daisy, the woman he loved before going off to fight in World War I. Gatsby's obsession with Daisy is central to the novel. He believes that through his wealth and status, he can reclaim the love he lost. He throws his parties in the hope that Daisy might one day attend, allowing him to rekindle their romance. This desire for a perfect, idealized version of the past consumes him and ultimately leads to his downfall. Gatsby and Daisy met in Louisville, Kentucky, before Gatsby was sent off to war. At the time, Daisy was a young, beautiful debutante, and Gatsby was a poor soldier. Their love was intense, but Daisy, overwhelmed by Gatsby's lack of wealth, chose to marry Tom Buchanan, who could offer her a life of luxury and security. Daisy's decision to marry Tom is pivotal. It represents her choosing the material world over idealistic love, a decision she later regrets. Gatsby never got over Daisy, and upon his return from the war, dedicated his life to accumulating wealth in the hopes that he would be worthy of her. He bought his mansion in West Egg through lavish parties and became a mysterious figure who captured the imagination of the upper class, all in the hopes that Daisy would notice him again. Nick becomes aware of Gatsby's love for Daisy after a chance meeting between the two. Gatsby invites Daisy to his home, and they rekindle their affair, though Daisy is torn between Gatsby and her husband, Tom. Gatsby is convinced that Daisy will leave Tom for him, and that they can pick up their love where it left off. But this illusion is shattered when Daisy cannot bring herself to abandon her life with Tom. Tom soon becomes aware of Gatsby's intentions toward Daisy, and the tension between the two men escalates. Tom, feeling threatened by Gatsby's wealth and the idea that his wife might leave him, confronts Gatsby in an intense argument. Tom exposes Gatsby's criminal activities, revealing the dark side of his wealth and undermining his status as a self-made man. Gatsby's claim that he can recreate the past is challenged by Tom's assertion that Daisy belongs to him and always will. Daisy, torn between the two men, ultimately chooses to stay with Tom, choosing the stability and security of her marriage over the idealism that Gatsby offers. The conflict between Gatsby and Tom symbolizes the tension between old money, Tom, and new money, Gatsby, and it highlights the class divisions that permeate the world of the novel. Tom's wealth is inherited, while Gatsby's is self-made, but the social distinction between the two is stark. Gatsby, despite his wealth, is never truly accepted into the old money world of East Egg. Tom, on the other hand, represents the entrenched power and privilege that Gatsby can never hope to attain. Gatsby's pursuit of Daisy ultimately leads to his tragic death. After a confrontation between Tom and Gatsby, Daisy returns to Tom, and Gatsby is left to hold on to his hope that she will eventually leave her husband. But Daisy does not return to him. The novel's climax occurs when Daisy accidentally runs over Tom's mistress, Myrtle Wilson, with Gatsby's car. Tom's affair with Myrtle had already been a source of tension between the two men, but now Gatsby's car is implicated in her death. Myrtle's husband, George Wilson, is devastated by her death. He is led to believe that Gatsby was both the lover and the killer of his wife. In his grief and rage, George tracks down Gatsby at his mansion, where Gatsby is lounging by the pool. He shoots Gatsby dead and then turns the gun on himself, committing suicide. The novel ends with Gatsby's death, and we are left to reflect on the futility of his dream and the tragic consequences of his obsessive pursuit of an idealized past. At its core, The Great Gatsby is a critique of the American dream. The novel exposes the illusion that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve success and happiness through hard work and determination. Gatsby's rise to wealth is built on dishonesty and crime, and his dream of rekindling his love with Daisy is equally unrealistic. The novel critiques the moral decay beneath the glittering surface of wealth and success, showing how the pursuit of material gain can lead to corruption, disillusionment, and ultimately destruction. Nick Carraway's narrative journey also reflects this disillusionment. By the end of the novel, Nick returns to the Midwest, leaving behind the world of excess and moral decay that he encountered on Long Island. He is repulsed by the people he met, including Daisy and Tom, who are revealed to be careless, selfish, and morally bankrupt. In the end, Nick is left with a sense of disillusionment about the American dream and the emptiness of the world he once admired. The Great Gatsby is a powerful exploration of the American dream, love, and the corrupting influence of wealth. Through the tragic story of Jay Gatsby, Fitzgerald highlights the inherent flaws in the pursuit of success and the hollow nature of the American dream. Gatsby's dream is doomed from the start because it is based on an idealized vision of the past, and his inability to accept the present leads to his ultimate demise. The novel's conclusion is somber, as it reflects the emptiness and disillusionment that many of the characters face, despite their wealth and social status. Fitzgerald's portrayal of the Jazz Age and the moral decay of society during the 1920s remains relevant to this day. The Great Gatsby serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of obsession, materialism, and the false promises of the American dream. Ultimately, the novel asks us to question the true cost of success and whether the dream of a better life is worth pursuing at all.